Hi, it's me back again with the rest of my life story. Right now, I'm addressing the factors that's going on in Cuba. There's a lot of rioting and protesting going on in Cuba. Now, everyone knows that my dad is a Cuban exile, and he passed away last year, September 2020. And basically, I'm here because I want to address the experience I had in Cuba when I went to visit my family. And I also want to tell you the experiences I had hearing the stories from my dad that he experienced. Okay? My dad, of course, spent 18 years in Cuba because he was protesting against the Cuban government. He read a Bible protesting the Word of God at that time. And still to this day, protesting and preaching out loud is not permitted in Cuba. They don't give you a freedom and a free will to speak. No children, no adults, no mother, no father, no senior citizen. No one is allowed to speak. And my dad was telling me that he protested. There's a lot of them protesting and, saying, they don't like the system of Cuba and like the system that the government sets before its citizens of Cuba. The government is for self, not for the people. Okay? My dad also told me years ago, I probably was about 10. He explained to me that when he was in the political prison, the conditions of the prison was awful. The maintenance was awful. The food, awful. He said that for 18 years he sat in a cell in that same box. They would try to give him food. At times, the Cuban government would even try to poison them through the food. He told me that he was in love with a nurse, and the nurse was playing up under him in the prison. And when he was, used to tell his opinion to this nurse and his goals to this nurse would report back to the Cuban government. Yeah. And when my dad found out that the person he loved, which was this nurse, and that he gave all his ideas and his opinions about the Cuban government, he was in complete despair. It broke his heart. He tried to commit suicide. He almost died. He sliced his arms, tried to take his life. My dad said when they tried to feed him, they would feed him. It was nasty meals near the toilet stool, like eating crap, basically. It's what he was eating. Yeah. So my dad told me that it was so many times that he was trying to get the information out there in a book. This was when I was about 11, 12. He stayed in North Miami Beach at the time. The messages that he was trying to get out, the Cuban government sent a spy to take that computer so the messages will not get out. Do you guys know that? That's how they work. When they feel like you're going to expose any of their plans, future plans, present plans, past plans, current plans, and you're going to like put awareness on what really they got going on, they're going to try to take you out, whether it's through food. They're going to try to take you out, whether it's through whatever. The Cuban government will work like that. They will send inside informants from Cuba. If you left Cuba and they feel like you were a threat to the Cuban government, they're going to do anything in their right to send someone to spy on you. Okay? One time my dad told me that he was spied on when he went to jail, and someone also tried to poison him in the Miami-Dade County Jail through a sandwich. They had to rush him to the hospital. Okay? When I went to Cuba, I experienced my Aunt Alicia, God bless her soul. I experienced my Aunt Alicia home. My Aunt Alicia gave me the address to where my family resided. And when I went there, the conditions was bad. Okay? When they tell you that Cuba doesn't have, has food, has air, they're good per se, that's an illusion. They're being delusional. Okay? Because I don't know if they're speaking for themselves or maybe they're paid through bribery through the Cuban government, but the positions in Cuba is awful. They do not care about the citizens of Cuba. Because what happened was the way the Cubans citizens were surviving was through the visitors of Cuba. The visitors that was coming to Cuba. That's how they were able to eat. That's how they were able to produce and generate. That's not going on anymore. You know what I mean? But that still didn't mean anything when it came to the experience in Cuba. There was a shortage on food. There was no food. Okay? There was no baby milks. There was no Pampers. There was no clothes. And there was no medication. And there was no furniture. And the furniture, they was basically sleeping on crates. Okay? Yeah? Just recently, my cousin called me. And she said, Elsa, my baby has no medication and he's sick. New baby. Now, the communication was off where I wound up sending clothes. And then, in the midst of me sending clothes, it took literally 3 months when it was supposed to be there in 2 weeks. Cuba's only 60 minutes away from Miami. And the Cuban government was stealing. Yeah. They went all in everything that I have ever sent, okay, to Cuba, from TVs to clothes to jewelry, okay, to purses, to hair, to glasses. The Cuban government has dug in the dish, it has dug in every shipment and stole from their own citizens. Do you know that? So then again, my cousin sends me a picture of her baby and how sick he was, and it's like a shortage on diaper rash. A shortage on diaper rash ointment. Excuse me. A shortage on diaper rash ointment. Yeah. When I got to Cuba, they were already spying on me. They already knew who my father was. Did I go in with a fear in heart? No, because I had God on my side. Okay? My dad just knew that when I went to Cuba, they were going to kill me. Okay? Because the goal was when he went back, they were going to assassinate him. You didn't know that either, right? It's true. Right what they're doing. Killing. Raping. Macheting them up. My dad told me that when he was in Cuba, in the political prison, they worked them so hard that when a person on the side of him that was in the prison didn't work fast enough, guess what they did? They took the machete and sliced their arm off. You're not moving fast enough, sir. Excuse me. So they don't care about their Cuban citizens, okay? Those people are living in hell. You guys are talking about the collapse in Miami? Yeah, that's what you're talking about. With all due respect, my condolences, okay? Okay? In Cuba, buildings are collapsing from left to right. Houses and all. My Aunt Olga, whole house collapsed, the roof caved in. The money you guys are sending there, nothing has been remodeled about Cuba like that at all. Okay? I had little cousins, beautiful, sleeping on rocks with comforters on, with sheets on top of it. Okay? If you're not able to produce, how do you eat? Okay? This story gets deeper and deeper by the second. Okay? The Cuban government is the most dangerous. They care nothing about their citizens. Never have, never will. Well, I won't say never will, but I will say never have. Not even to this day. I have not spoken to my cousins in a week. I have not spoken to my aunts in a week. I have not spoken to my uncles in a week. I don't know what's going on. I'm worried sick. I hear that bodies and people are dying left to right. No guns, no way that it can, just, it's a mess. Walking in, guns, machetes. Yeah. They stole TVs from me, the Cuban government. The Cuban government stole phones from me. Yeah. I'll be back with the rest of this life story. I'll be back. And I want to put this statement out here. Sos Cuba y sos Cuba libre. I want to see Cuba free. A free will. A free will. Like everybody else. Yeah. A free will. To be able to go, eat, sleep. A free will. That's what I want to see Cuba with. A free will. I'd never seen. Oh my God. So sick. I'll be back.